Welcome back to the Demon Slayer Gaming channel. We're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy XIV Dungeon Guide series today, and we're going to be taking a look at the normal raid Eden's Promise Litany. This is going to be the 10th of the Eden raids, and in here you'll be going against the Shadow Keeper.
What does it have to do with Gaia?
When the fight begins and you pick up the Shadow Keeper, it does help to tank him closer to the middle, as he has abilities that will be directly in front of him or behind him. So positioning in the middle means he's cutting off half of the platform instead of like 3/4. But forward implosion is going to be a AoE that is directly in front of whichever direction he is facing. So usually the tank is the only one that will need to move out of this. After this, he'll start to summon his shadow, which from then on the abilities are going to be coming from the shadow's location. So you need to watch where the shadow is spawning and then readjust yourself. So he casts another forward explosion here with a shadow facing the south side of the platform, so everyone needed to move towards the north side. Deep Shadow Nova is just going to cause party-wide damage that will have to be healed through. Backward Implosion is going to be an AoE on the entire platform behind the boss, so you'll want to just reposition to being in front of him. Backwards Shadow Implosion is going to do a backwards implosion from the Shadow's location, so just make sure you're in front of the Shadow summoning location. He'll jump to the center of the platform and then cast Spawn Shadow. This is going to spawn 3 copies of himself that he'll be tethered to one of them. He'll then cast Shadow Warrior, which will cause 3 adds to jump around the platform. You'll want to keep an eye on which one he was tethered to when they were originally summoned, as that one is going to do a forward implosion whenever they stop him. So you'll just want to reposition quickly behind him. He'll then do another Deep Shadow Nova for party-wide damage. Before casting Fade to Shadow. This is going to summon 2 pools of shadow on the platform that the boss will tether himself to, and a pool of shadow will slowly begin to move towards them. Whenever the shadow reaches the larger pools, then 2 copies of himself will spawn onto the platform in those locations, causing large circular AoEs around themselves. So you'll just want to move towards the corners of the platform that do not have the shadows in them. After this, the Shadow Keeper will begin to rear up on 2 legs, summoning a sword and doing a large circular AoE around himself. At this time, he'll gain a couple new abilities, the first being Umbra Smash, which is going to do several slashes on the tank that each apply a vulnerability stack. He'll follow this up with Shadowed Edge, which is going to be a tank buster. Due to the vulnerability stacks, the damage can get quite high, so make sure you're using a cooldown to help reduce this damage some. He'll then either do a left or right Giga Slash, depending on which hand his sword is in. So you just want to reposition to the other side to avoid being hit by this. He'll then do a Shadow Slash, either left or right, and you'll just position on the opposite side of where the shadow is being summoned. He'll then cast Void Gate, summoning 3 purple pools onto the platform that have 2 circles in each of them. This means 2 party members will need to be standing in each pool, so that whenever the purple circles drop down onto the platform, they do not do an explosion and instead just do a minor amount of damage to each of those party members. He'll then follow this up with another left or right Giga Slash, this time summoning 2 shadows, so you'll need to reposition after the first slash to the other side to avoid the second one. After this, there will be a knockback prompt from the boss's location. You can either use knockback prevention or put yourself in an area of the platform that you won't be pushed into the outside of the arena. He'll then go back to being on all 4s, jumping to the middle of the platform and casting Spawn Shadow again. Make sure to identify which one he was linked to so that you can watch it whenever they're jumping around the platform. Once they finish jumping, you'll just quickly move behind this ad one more time. At the same time, the boss is going to cast Shadowy Eruption, which is going to put circular AoEs under multiple party members. So after the frontward implosion from the shadow goes off, you'll want to quickly move away to avoid the circular AoEs. He'll follow up with a Deep Shadow Nova, which is going to do party-wide damage. Before doing another shadow implosion, you'll just want to check the location of the shadows. This time there will be 2 of them. So we got the forward implosion, so we needed to move behind the first shadow that was summoned and then reposition quickly to behind the second shadow. I'll follow up with a Deep Shadow Nova, which is going to do party-wide damage. And then cast Fade to Shadow one more time, summoning the 2 pools on the corners of the platform. So you just want to position yourself in the opposite corner. At the same time, he's going to do either a forward or backwards implosion. So you'll want to position yourself in the corner that is not going to get hit by the AoE, either in front or behind him also. And then go stand back on his 2 legs, going back into the second phase. This time he'll start off with the Void Gate. You'll have 2 party members standing in each of them. The entire time that you're standing in these purple circles, you will have a bleeding debuff. So make sure there's a little bit of healing going around for the entire party at this time. We'll follow up with either a left or right Giga Slash. Before doing a Shadowy Eruption for the circular AoEs on the platform. Follow up with a Shadow Slash, which is going to have 2 shadows summoned, so make sure that you're repositioning after the first AoE to avoid the second. He'll then do his Umbra Smash, which is going to put the vulnerability on the tank, followed by Shadow's Edge for the tank buster, so make sure that you're popping it. A couple cooldowns to help reduce this damage some. Then do a Shadowy Eruption one more time for circular AoEs on the platform. This time it will summon 3 sets of circular AoE under different party members. You'll want to continue moving and at the same time try and stay close to the boss to avoid being pushed into the outside of the arena from the knockback. He'll then do Spawn Shadows, summoning the 3 ads, being tethered to one of them. Again, make sure you identify which one he's tethered to and reposition quickly behind that one after they are finished moving. Same time, he'll do Shadow Eruption one more time. And this should be it, hopefully, for Eden's Promise Litany. I hope this helped everyone out. If it did, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.